good evening. Thank you for joining us here on ET Now. You're watching Business at 9. I'm Nivedna Prabhu. Our top focus. India is witnessing a dramatic rise in affluence with the number of millionaire households whose net worth is rupees 8.5 crore. That's surging 90% to 8.71 lakh in 2025. This is when you compare it from 4.58 lakh in 2021. This is according to the Mercedes-Benz Hurun India Wealth Report 2025. Now, the report unveiled alongside the inaugural Mercedes-Benz Hurun India Index and the Luxury Consumer Survey 2025 highlighted Mumbai as the country's millionaire capital with 1.42 lakh wealthy households, followed by the national capital, Delhi, and Bengaluru. In fact, let's tell you, Maharashtra leads states with 1.78 lakh millionaire families. That's backed by a 55% jump in GSDP. But my colleague Anurag Joshi, in fact, has put this into perspective with the key highlights from the report. Let's listen to him.
India has 8,71,700 households whose net worth is more than $1 million. The number of millionaire households rose from 4,58,000 in 2021. That's the word coming from the Mercedes-Benz Hurun India Wealth Report. Maharashtra is leading the number of household millionaires with a figure of 1,78,600. This number has risen 194% from 2021. Mumbai alone has 142,000 millionaires. Now, in terms of the top investment classes in the millionaire households preferences, equity tops that. The second is real estate, followed by gold. If we look at the risk appetite of the surveyed pool, 29% of those surveyed actively manage their own investments, 17% are risk takers, 15% are passive investors, while 31% are in the cautious category. Mumbai tops the list of Indian global cities for the next decade. UPI has overtaken cards and cash as the preferred payment medium for luxury transaction, and 83% of the respondents in the Mercedes-Benz Hurun Luxury Consumer Survey said that they're confident that India's going to deliver an economic growth over the next 3 years.
All right, to decode that further, in fact, I have the opportunity to be having the founder and chief researcher of Hurun India, Anas Rahman Junaid, to discuss that particular report with us. Let's go across to him. Anas, thank you very much for taking the time out and joining me this evening on ET Now. Let's begin with the fact that a 90% surge in millionaire households. What does this number really tell us about India's wealth story?
So Mercedes-Benz Hurun India Wealth Report is trying to understand the macro from a macro perspective, the wealth distribution in the country. So as you rightly said, there's if you compare the data from 2021 to 2025, the total number of millionaire households has grown up by almost 90%. Now, this is very much in line with a lot of other macroeconomic parameters that you could see. For example, the GDP during the same period has grown by almost 50%. The real estate price has grown up by almost 50%. Luxury car sales have grown up by almost 83%. So this is very much in line with the overall wealth creation in the country. So more and more millionaire households is being created in India. Again, let me point out that this is the value of the assets and not really investables. No, it's a total net worth as what we are using as a yardstick here.
Right, Anas. In fact, as you point that out, very interestingly, or perhaps not, Mumbai leads as the millionaire capital. But from your vantage point, what factors make it such a magnet for wealth creation? Tell us that.
Yeah, so in every list that Hurun does over the many years, Mumbai comes in the top number one category. Except for the startup list where Mumbai comes number 2 or number 3, But it's typically Mumbai has always been the capital city when it comes to entrepreneurship. So the bulk of it really comes from Mumbai. Shows the importance of Mumbai as the epicenter of the capital activity in India, be it in terms of financial services, be it in terms of the headquarters of some of the largest companies in the country, and so on. So Mumbai has traditionally been the powerhouse when it comes to the wealth creation in the country, and it trickled down to various levels, right from the billionaire wealth creation to ultra high net worth to let's say a millionaire households. That again is linked back to the price of the real estate in general in Mumbai. So in many ways, Mumbai is it's a no-brainer that Mumbai leads the chart in terms of being the millionaire capital of India as well.
You know, we of course spoke about Mumbai, Anas, but how does wealth creation in Mumbai, you know, in contrast with other metro cities, whether it's the national capital, Delhi, Bengaluru, or Hyderabad?
Pretty high, you know, Mumbai compared to a place like Delhi, by a distant, you know, there's a significant gap between Mumbai and Delhi, and also as you come further down as well, Mumbai has a significant lead over the rest of the cities, and it's very much in line with the Hurun India richness data as well. Mumbai has been the billionaire capital of India. Mumbai has been the richness capital of India. Even in 2024 Hurun India rich list, for the first time, Mumbai even overtook Beijing in terms of ultra high net worth wealth creation from Hurun Global Rich List standpoint. So the gap is pretty high compared to the rest of the other cities in the country.
You know, something interestingly that we do see here, of course, is how Maharashtra alone, in fact, accounts for 1.78 lakh millionaire families. But what one should really, you know, decode from this is how much credit goes to policy, industry mix, or simply its GSDP growth.
No, it's a combination of various parameters. For example, GSDP is only one of the variables that has gone into calculating the value of the calculate the number of millionaire households in a particular state. We looked at the rich list data over the years. We've extrapolated that. We looked at the number of active companies in a particular state. We looked at the number of listed companies with above a certain market cap and headquartered in a particular state. We looked at a whole bunch of parameters. And even we looked at, let's say, mutual fund AUM growth by as well. So there are quite a few parameters that we've looked at, which is using extrapolating the data in which finally we've arrived at this numbers. GSDP is only one thing, but of course, huge role as well. I think GSDP, it's an outcome than an input, right? I mean, you need to have so much activity of value creation and wealth creation and everything in a particular state or entity to have an output like a great GSDP. So it should be the other way around. We need to have more million-dollar companies and millionaires and million households to have a better GSDP.
Right, Anas. But what I want to ask you next is, does the index suggest that India's wealth creation story is more resilient than what, of course, global uncertainties might indicate, given all that we're looking at?
Very much. I think just to give you a comparison, Mumbai, we published also something called a Hurun China Wealth Report. And if you compare the statistics of the Mercedes-Benz Hurun India Wealth Report and with the Hurun China Wealth Report, China in the millionaire household category, China is 6 times higher than that of India. So that is also very much in line with the per capita income and the overall GDP of the country and so on. So if India's GDP doubles from here, our estimate is that the bottom of the bottom leg of the triangle, which is the millionaire household, that number will easily increase by at least 3 to 4 times. So that growth is going to be exponential. So that's the so it's looking pretty bright. I think on path of India hitting registering higher GDP, you'll see a lot more millionaire households.
Right, Anas, but what I also want to understand from you is that when you benchmark India against China or other emerging markets, are we catching up or still playing catch up?
If you look at the penetration of millionaire households in a country like United States, it's about 10%. Australia is greater than 10%. China, it's almost double that of India in terms of China is almost 6 times that of India. I don't really have the data for the rest of the other Southeast Asian countries and so on. But if we do an India and China comparison, where we've done wealth report in both these countries, China is possibly 6 times more than India when it comes to millionaire households.
And Anas, before I let you go, if this trajectory continues, where do you see India's millionaire households by 2030? What do you make of that?
The trajectory continues. So let's say if India's GDP doubles, as I mentioned earlier, if India's GDP doubles in the next, number of years, that can only happen if the bottom leg, which is the number of millionaire households, that increase by 3 or 4 times.
Right, Anas. And on that note, I want to thank you very much for taking the time out and joining us here and putting that into perspective for our viewers this evening. But for now, we leave the conversation at that. And having said that, time for a quick break here on Business at 9 this Thursday evening. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back with lots more on the other side.
Long night?
You have no idea.